Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, March the 14th, 2025. Uh, it's all right. Okay, it's all right. Well, Lulu takes Charlotte home. They have a conversation. And of course, Lulu was like, I just hate your father, but you being on the run, your father put you in danger. And he goes, no, my father, she goes, Mama, Papa protected me. And then Charlotte ended up telling her, no, he texted Rocco pretending to be me, hoping you would have come to have gotten me. And she says, I would have come, and it should have been me to get you. And Charlotte says, no, Mom, no, Mom, I'm happy you weren't there. And she goes, why? She goes, because of the danger. She says, Anna and Jason had to fight off some WSB agents, and you would not have been able to do that. And Lulu looked at her. She goes, well, I think she said, I got a pretty mean, whatever she said, right? And I thought, no, chick, you would have been shot. You would have been killed, Lulu. So she goes, I'm actually happy that they came. So anyway, it's Trina's birthday. She and Kai are at their place, and this is not their first kiss. I think their first kiss was at the art gallery. Look, and these pictures is giving away something else up there now, aren't they? you know. So anyway, they kiss, and then she gets this frantic call from Ava saying, Trina, honey, I've lost my keys. I locked myself out the gallery. It's cold. I'm freezing out here. Can you come right away? And she hangs up. And Trina's like, well, okay, I guess I gotta go let Ava in. And she had just popped some popcorn. She and Kai was gonna watch a movie, right? And Kai said, that's okay. I gotta go anyway. And she looks, she goes, well, okay. So he books out of there. Trina gets to the gallery, no Ava outside, and she comes in, Ava, surprise birthday party. Okay. So the usual are there except for Jocelyn. Even Emma is there with Geo, because of course Geo's a friend of hers. And they used Kai as a distraction so he could keep her distracted. And she goes, Trina, honey, we hated you thinking that your parents forgot your birthday. Well, we didn't. And I mean, they had all the little snacks and cake and all this birthday stuff, right? And she goes, no, I mean, you're co-CEO of a hospital. You're CEO of a media, $multi-million media company. I just felt my parents were doing what they do. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad had you forgot my birthday, right? So anyway, she was happy. She was gleeful. She was smiling. Jocelyn sent a gift, or the WSB sent the gift she told them to get for Trina, right? Um, and Emma bought her a gift. And she opened it up and she looked at it, and it's a well sought after art book, the same one Spencer had given. As soon as I saw the book, I said, Spencer gave her a book like that. And Emma said, the guy at the bookstore said this is the book that all artists want, or people who love art want. And she goes, thank you so much. So she goes, thank you everybody for the gifts, because she had already cut the cake, and she booked out of there. And Gio looked at Emma and he goes, wow, I'm surprised. He goes, you know what? I wasn't expecting that of you. And she goes, why not? And she even gave Kai an out, because now that he and some of the other football players are going to be visiting the kids. She goes, you may not have time for my animal activist project, nonprofit. And he says, no, I can do both. Now that I'm not playing football, I can do worthy causes, he says. And, right now I'm happy to do it. So she goes, okay, I just wanted you to know, I'm as much as I love the animals, I understand what you all are going to be doing for sick kids, you know. So anyway, that was nice. So Gio says, you gave Kai an out? You gave Trina a gift? She goes, why? What? He goes, I don't even recognize you because this is not the Emma I met a couple of months ago. And so she looked at him. She goes, I've changed. And he goes, really? He says, so then who is the real Emma Drake? And she says, you know, I'm finding that out. And I thought, okay, did the writers get enough of the we're sick of Emma and can't stand this Emma the way they're writing her? Okay, just can't, I mean, ugh, right? I could tolerate this direction of Emma. You don't have to be as goody two shoes as the original Emma, because she was grandma and grandpa's sweet little angel. You don't have to have that version. But this crap they brought on the show this past summer was ridiculous. Ooh, right? Or early fall, late fall. So that was pretty cool. And then Trina goes home, and I knew it. She takes the book out of the bookcase, and they have a bench in the windowsill, and she's sitting on it, and she's leaning against the window as she opened up the book, and it was an inscription that Spencer had written about something, Trina, and here's to our shared passion, something like that. I didn't take a picture of it. But anyway, and then tear goes down her face. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was the same book. So anyway, Laura was at her birthday party, and Laura had gotten her a gift, and she goes, I wasn't expecting to see you here. And Laura said, Trina, honey, you've gone through a lot. And I'm seeing you come out the other side. I'm seeing life in your eyes again. She says, Spencer would want me to be here. He would want me to be here representing him. And Trina just looked at her and said, thank you. I mean, that was really sweet. That was really sweet of Laura. I really, really liked it. Now, what was crazy to me, everybody, we have Ava and Portia sitting on a bench, because you know how Ava has, a few benches here and there inside the art studio. They're sitting at a bench, and the bench is in the middle. Now, other people are talking around, right? But Portia's like, thank you, Ava, for recommending Rick. Now, our first conversation, I was hopeful, but then the second conversation, oh, it's worse than I could ever think. And they're just, and I'm like, why are you guys talking about that in the middle of a birthday party, sitting in the middle of the floor? Soap operas, they do that. They just write that crappy. Unbelievable. Okay, so now we have Yuri. Haven't seen him in a hot minute. I really like him. Yuri was reading the bingo balls popping out the machine because Gloria brought her bingo set. And Gloria, Lois, and Gio were playing bingo. And Gio won. This is before the party, right? And I loved the way Yuri was calling the numbers, and Gloria had taught him some sayings that go with the numbers. So it was just really, really cute and really, really cool. So BLQ walks in, and she says, oh, what are you all playing? Oh, Grandma, of course you bought your bingo set. She goes, absolutely, I did. And says, and Gio just won. And he goes, would you like to take my place, Brooklyn? Because I have an event I have to go to. He meant the party, right? So he jumps up and he leaves. And Yuri says, I will bring your car around front for you, Mr. Geo. And he says, thank you. And I thought, no, Yuri, to me, you're Monica's driver. You don't have to bring everybody's car around to them, especially a young adult like Geo. He could walk his behind to the garage and get his own doggone car. Okay? Because you're Monica's driver. And Tracy, when Monica's not using you. But Lois want to leave the house, Olivia want to leave the house, Ned want to leave the house, Sasha, everybody else gets their own doggone car out the garage. That's how I feel about that. Okay. Gio don't come for money. That money, ooh, yikes. Yeah. Gio's gonna find out he does come from money. Whoa. Right? But you know where I was going with that. That's a little entitled, I think. Okay. So, but I ain't mad at Yuri. I still love him. He needs more of a role on the show, if you ask me. Make him a bad guy, for all I care. Well, no. No, Monica, it would break her heart. So no, he can't be a bad guy until they write Monica off the show. Really, realistically. So anyway, when he leaves, Gio leaves, Brooklyn is like, I can't believe that you knew about my baby all these years. And I'm like, oh my God. You don't know who's coming around the corner, right? You don't know who's in the house. Where's Danny? I mean, and you guys are talking about this. Where's Olivia? Where's Ned? Where's little Leo? We haven't seen him in a year. Leo gonna come back getting ready to go to college. But I mean, oh my God. And they had to cut. She goes, look, Lois needed somebody to confide in, and I'm her mom. I'm her mother. You know, she swore me to secrecy. And in all these years, you never said nothing to me about it. So I knew you wanted to keep it a secret, Brookie. I'm honoring your wishes. So I thought. So I'm going to tell, she goes, and you mean you never told anybody, not a soul? She says, not even in the confessional, not a soul. I locked that away in the vault, threw away that key, and I suggest both of you do the same. Right? It's like, okay, there we go. Grandma has spoken, right? Grandma has spoken. Well, we have Carly. You see her up there. Uh-huh. Carly. Carly goes up, to Brennan's room. She walked in, he goes, Carly, because his feelings are hurt. She goes, I came here to apologize to you. And he said, apologize for what? She goes, for making a mistake. He goes, you told me that, he spouted off what she told him, right? And he goes, I could understand if it was just, that you couldn't handle my line of work. You couldn't handle what I do for a living. It is dangerous. And there's a lot of things that I can't talk about. I could understand if you couldn't handle that, Carly. He said, but you kind of attacked my integrity. You described me without truly knowing, and he says, and that may have been my former life style until I met you. And I'm thinking, yeah, how many women would he say that to? But anyway, let's get back to it. He was sincere. Come on, y'all. He was sincere. So Carly says, I know. But then there was Bridget, if that was her name. I just named her Bridget. I think I called her Bridget yesterday. But then there was Bridget. And I got jealous. That's really exactly what it was. I got jealous that you could be so nonchalant about another woman flirting in front of me, you know? And I'm sorry, I pushed you away. She goes, I do that. When I feel threatened or I feel I'm getting emotionally involved and I'm not ready, I will do things to sabotage and I'll run. But I'm here because I don't want to run and I want to apologize to you. And he looked at her. And of course, Brennan can't stay mad at her. So they start kissing and kissing and oh, she's letting him know, okay, hey, I'm on, I'm ready, let's go. And he goes, wait, stop. What if tomorrow you've decided you've changed your mind again? How do I know you won't do that? She said, you don't, but I won't. And he's thinking, okay, I'm willing to take those odds, right? I'm okay. Because look, I've been trying to hit the sheets with you for a minute. So okay, I'll deal with tomorrow when tomorrow comes. That's Brennan. So they had a cute little scene. They really didn't take too many clothes off in front of the camera. You know, she had a camisole on. But then we see them in the sheets, and they kind of have their little love scene, and then their little after love scene, which is what I got a picture of here because I didn't want them to flag the video, right? Or flag my pictures. So anyway, Carly, before she got there, they gave him an update on Jocelyn on the phone, and or maybe they called him, and he said, "Keep me posted on her progress." So Josh is doing well. I thought afterwards he was going to take a shower. She's still in the bed. He had ordered room service for them to eat something and drink. And she's got the sheet up, right? You know how they have the sheet right here. And he goes, would you like to join me? She goes, I was saying that to let you know you could come take a shower with me. She goes, I know, but somebody has to be here to answer the door when room service gets here. And I'm thirsty. And he goes, okay. So he gets in the shower and she's like, oh my, I guess he's mind blowing, right? In the bed. So um I thought his phone was gonna ding. I really did. And I thought Carly being Carly would pick it up and look at it and it would be an update on Jocelyn. That's what I thought was gonna happen, and it didn't. He starts singing in the shower. And she's like laughing at hearing him sing, and she's thinking, oh my God, okay, fine. So she goes into the bathroom with him to get in the shower, and he turns and he goes, thought you said you weren't going to come in the shower. She says, I changed my mind. And he's like, okay. Well, then they hear a knock on the door, room service, right? So she goes, I better get that. And he goes, okay. So she goes to the door, and it's a bottle of champagne, even though I thought Jack ordered more, but it was, because if you're thirsty, champagne ain't gonna cut it. Doggone it. But anyway, make you thirstier, right? But anyway, she looks at the bottle and she looks around like, is that it? Okay. She takes the bottle into the room and closed the door, and look there, bottom left. Valentine comes looking around that corner. And I thought, uh-oh, he's in town. Because Laura gets home, because Lulu called Laura and told her, come home, I've got a surprise for you. So she leaves Trina's party. She's ready to go anyway. She had already spoken to Trina and says, okay, I'm on my way. She walks in the door, takes her coat off. And she says, Lulu, I've got home as soon as I could. She's not looking in the living room. She's busy taking her coat off, saying, you know what, I was, it was a nice party, that I was leaving. And she turned around and she looked, and there's Lulu and Charlotte. And by the way, Charlotte is the same height as Alexa Hayden, if not a little taller. Okay. So she turns around and Lulu has her arm across Charlotte's shoulders, and they're both smiling at her. And she's like, God, oh my God, Charlotte. It was emotional too, but not as emotional as Lulu, because Lulu's her mama, right? Um, so she says, honey, sit down. Like, oh my God, I gotta talk to you. And she just couldn't believe she was there, and blah, blah, blah. And they had a minor chatter. And she says, how did this happen? And Lulu says, oh, I'll tell you all about it. And so she said, but you know what, Charlotte? You might want to go upstairs and, wash up, maybe relax for a bit, because you come a long way. And she goes, yeah, I am a little tired. Freshen up. I am a little tired. So then when she's headed up the stairs, Lulu said, but don't get too comfortable up there, because I have a feeling you're going to have some visitors tonight. And I thought, good, I hope you call in Rocco, because Christina, for the first time, I'd seen her with Rocco. So I guess she and Molly are taking turns picking up. No, no, Danny. Danny is Sam's. Well, she had Rocco. Well, because that's her nephew. So, okay, her brother's son. I was mixing up. Molly did come get Danny. But anyway, Christina had Rocco, and they came to Sonny's house. And he goes, wow, I haven't been here since. And he goes, since Charlotte was here. And he goes, yeah. He goes, come here. I've made some changes to the place, especially a lot of changes around back. Let me show them to you. Now, when they walk in, Isaiah Gannon had just finished giving Sonny an examination, and he was packing his stuff up. And when Christina walked in, she saw it. She's like, what's going on? And Isaiah looked at Sonny. Sonny looked at him, because Sonny had said, remember, I do not want my family to know. And he goes, doctor, patient, confidential. I ain't going to tell him anything. So when Sonny takes Rocco out back, Christina goes in on him. Okay, now I know something's going on with my father, my dad. You come in here making a private, personal call, and him saying it's a cold. He thought he had a cold. If that was the case, you would have called in a prescription. You wouldn't be coming here examining him. That means it's much worse than he's letting on. What's wrong with my dad? And he says, you have to talk to your dad about that. So she goes, okay, that confirms it. That confirms something is really wrong, and you're making me think the worst by simply not telling me. He goes, Christina, I can't divulge another person's medical information. That's against HIPAA, and I'm bound by patient confidentiality. She goes, that's only for in the hospital. He looked at her, he goes, no, it's not. He's getting just for the, and he goes, this is different. He's at home. And if we were in a hospital, you would be giving me updates. He goes, well, we're not in a hospital. He is still a patient of mine, and I still can't tell you anything. So, like I said before, talk to your father. So Sonny comes in with Rocco, and Rocco outside told him what happened. He got a text from Charlotte, and he didn't tell his mother or his father, because the last time it was dangerous, and he was scared, but he told Jason, and Jason said he would go get Charlotte, and he hasn't heard anything. And so Sonny said, listen, Rocco, if Jason says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Jason's good at finding people. And so he goes, but I'm worried. He goes, listen, if another day or so goes by and you haven't heard anything, you come back to me and I'll step in. And he goes, thanks, granddad or grandpa, whatever he calls him. So they go back in. And so Christina says, Dad, Dr. Gannon told me that there's something seriously wrong with you. And he was telling me about, that he told me that there is something seriously, all about what's seriously wrong with you. And Isaiah looked at her. And she's saying that with a straight face, liar, right? So Isaiah glanced at Sonny, and it's because Sonny looked at Isaiah, and Isaiah went, like, no, I didn't. Don't fall for that okey doke. No. Great. Like, that ain't happened. So Sonny looked at her. He goes, you know what, Rocco? I bet you got some homework to do. Why don't you go ahead and go on home? He was like going to say, Christina, I'll take you. So Christina looked at Dr. Gannon and says, you know what? You're leaving. Can you drop him by the Quartermain estate? And he goes, sure. And I'm thinking, well, if you knew what I knew, the Quartermain estate is not in the city. It's a little further out, private area. Okay. But okay. So what's another half, 15, 20 minutes out your way to drop somebody off? You didn't plan on it. And another 15, 20 minutes to get to GH, maybe even more, because depending on where Sonny's place is. But anyway, Isaiah takes him home. And I'm thinking, poor Rocco's worried. And as you speak, Lulu's sitting in the living room, Laura's living room, with her mama happy. And nobody told you. Oh, poor baby. Well, a few minutes later at Laura's house, actually, no, Laura's not downstairs anymore. The doorbell rings and Lulu answers the door, or maybe Laura was downstairs. Laura answers the door and Dante and Rocco walk in. Or it could have been Lulu. I wasn't paying that close attention to that. And she says, well, look, I hear you at your grandfather's. It was Lulu. I hear you were at your grandfather's house earlier. He goes, yeah. He's done a lot. He's making a lot of changes. He changed the back a lot, and he's not done. He goes, it's kind of strange. And Lulu said, what? Not having Charlotte there? And he goes, yeah. So Charlotte walks down the stairs. You think this is strange? You think that was strange. What about this? And he looks at her, and that's that picture. He's like, Charlotte. And boy, he goes to those stairs and he just gives her the biggest hug. And she hugs him. That was cute. I liked that. That was really, really cute. So the siblings have reunited. Okay. And that's cool. But before, while Charlotte was upstairs freshening up, Laura said, I'm glad Valentine did the right thing, because Lulu told her Valentine was the one. He took Charlotte's phone. He texted Rocco pretending to be her and told him where she was, knowing Rocco would tell, right? And Laura said, well, I'm glad he did. He goes, look, I just hope Valentine stays away. And look, there we have him. Valentine's right there in Port Charles. Now, does he want to make a deal with Brennan? What do you think? Does he want to make a deal? Or is he trying to come to kill Jack again? I think he wants to make a deal. He's got a bargaining chip that he wants to use against Jack to have Jack back everybody off of him. Now, he might back off the kill order from the WSB that Jack put on him, mind you. But the WSB also wanted Valentine eliminated because Valentine knows too much. Valentine was doing that whole double taking over Pikeman when Brennan, because Brennan is not a good guy. So I don't know how they looked the other way when Brennan was running Pikeman, right? So that whole WSB got a lot to answer for, and I hope Jocelyn stays in the squeaky clean do-gooder cleaning up the US part of the WSB. And actually, they're international too. So she could be anywhere. But anyway, everybody, that's it. Nothing major, but cute things that happened. Tomorrow, do not forget, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 7 p.m. Central time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern time, we are having a live YouTube stream live for Comic Corner. We're going to be talking about GH. We're going to say what we've liked in the last month, what we haven't liked, what direction we want things to go on. We're just going to have fun. I love when we do the live. So I will be back tomorrow for a live stream of General Hospital.